Go on, son. Have a bump.
I'm your freaky Nikki.
This is most likely going to be the largest film success story of the year, and many people are beginning to see a pattern emerging. Where younger, and I mean much younger, significantly younger directors, producers than we've ever seen before, are capturing the attention of audiences worldwide with their ideas. For the first time in ages, movies are becoming a shared experience again, and it's clear the internet is now a petri dish for what will become the next series of Hollywood hits. But this one felt different.
Calling it right fucking now, boys.
It felt like a spiritual successor to 2023's biggest cinematic moment.
What are you going to see?
Me?
Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Are you seeing Barbie?
What?
But this time for weird sickos. Yes, if you were one of the insanely freaky number of people who just can't get enough of that sleepless night fix, the option to see Backrooms and Obsession back to back was simply too hard to resist. Fondly known as Backsession, this is in no way near the same level of event as Barbenheimer. As much as people in comments sections might say Barbenheimer walked so Backsession could run, it's not the same kind of event. Not in the same way, but it's still a huge trend.
Then of course I had to spend a minute practicing my freaky Nikki frown.
And one that I experienced on my birthday. But what was really interesting to me experiencing these movies back to back was an appreciation for how they're both trying to reach into the same demographics, but in different ways and for very different reasons. Take Backrooms, for example. Backrooms is a web series developed by Kane Pixels in response to a number of images circulating around 4chan, featuring an office space that was disturbing and eerie in its odd design. Now everyone and their mother knows that this is liminality, which just refers to a transitional or in-between state of being here nor there. That's why the rooms are often offices, but there are no desks, nobody works there. Or architecturally, there are doors to nowhere or gaps in walls that are impassable. It's supposed to invoke a feeling of existential dread. And while Parsons definitely massively popularized and founded his own version of this aesthetic, this was an internet-shared, from-the-ground-up creation. It was a shared feeling or emotion that many young online people felt drawn to, and have written short stories about, designed countless video games on, and YouTube video essays. The film is Kane's baby, but it feels like the internet collectively owns this love of liminality. And I think not only is Kane really aware of that fact, he's capitalizing on it.
Was that the bite of 6-7?
However strange, unfamiliar, and different this film is to the usual Hollywood CGI factory, he knows there's a draw for it. Not just in the millions of viewers watching his web series, but new people discovering it now, given its fairly bleak, ambiguous, and uneventful ending, which I loved because it was true to its whole concept of liminality. But an ending that will inevitably be divisive, because it's not typically cathartic with a battle or loads of answers. That is usually seen as box office poison.
So go back to the club.
But it's not, because it has the backing of the internet. And sitting in that theatre, it was entirely packed with young, chronically online, 6-7 motherfuckers. But for the first time, I didn't care if a kid cracked a quiet joke when everyone was terrified. That was his natural response. People were genuinely uncomfortable the whole time. A couple literally had a silent argument in the theatre sitting next to me because they were late, and I'm pretty sure she cried. But I didn't care. Everyone was glued to the screen. And this is pure speculation, but given the demographics of the crowd, we've got it all backwards. Backrooms woods. Backroom what? Yep. Younger audiences aren't little doom-scrolling drones who can't go 2 seconds without hitting a vape. We're craving, nay, starved of meaningful experiences. Liminality invokes a striking emotion, and in a world as tech-obsessed as this, where nothing feels grounded, young people may just be able to relate to that. So Kane, being a young man about town, hip with the kids, understands this because he lives it. He loves it. He lives it and loves it.
Look at the cable management here. Look at this. This is great. Look at the buildings. Look at the cables going to the buildings. Look at the cables leading to CCXP.
Okay, what about Obsession? It's written, directed, and produced by a 26-year-old, Curry Barker, who runs a YouTube channel, That's a Bad Idea, with Cooper Tomlinson. They both co-star and write most of the sketches on the channel. These two, along with an insane cast, led by Indy Navarrete and Michael Johnston, have created a film that, unlike Backrooms' more complex aesthetic, is beautifully simple.
It's like a monkey's paw kind of thing.
In the film, Bear has a massive crush on Nikki, and rather than fess up and confront his feelings, like a coward, he uses a one-wish willow to make her
love me more than anyone in the world.
And unbeknownst to him, the wish is very much real.
Uh-oh.
And that's it. You get to see the wish play out as it would. As Barker states,
that's the thing that's really funny is that everyone kind of treats the one wish willow like it's this cursed thing, and I understand why because of the context of the movie. But the thing is, the thing that Bear wishes for is cursed.
The film is a horror, but it's the wish that's fucked, and it would probably play out that way, in the most horrific way possible. A lot of Barker and Tomlinson's sketches on their YouTube channel are simple shorts. And again, like with the Backrooms internet origin, you can see their channel as a workshop for these fast, snappy, but effective character moments.
It does work and it like ruins their lives.
Or they die or wish they were dead.
Like two of my favorite shorts on their channel are just, When Your Friend Doesn't Like Dune. It's just about one friend being deeply betrayed because his mate doesn't like Dune.
4.5 stars is a great number.
You gave Barbie 5 stars!
It was a fantastic movie.
But Dune was better!
I don't think that Obsession's success is down to all of their That's a Bad Idea fans rocking up, in the same vein people are trying to imply about Kane's web series. But it's that writing style, applied to the horror genre, that makes people obsessed with Obsession. That simple idea of a shy, loner coward going through the be careful what you wish for routine with his dream girl is an idea anyone can gravitate towards, allowing for so many moments of great humor, experimentation from the cast, like Bear trying to regurgitate the pills at the end just before he dies. That was improv. People were, again, packing out the theatre to see Bear's train wreck. The opening scene where they're in the diner and Bear confesses his love, he says something like, "You really think that'll win her over?" And the woman next to me with her boyfriend went, "No, it won't," and laughed. Demographics were slightly older in the audience, but this film speaks more to people in their mid-20s anyway. And it's incredibly relevant. One of Gen Z's main conversations is around the dilemma of incels or male loners. You know the ones that are chronically depressed, online, and incapable of forming meaningful attachments. These guys know what they're doing, because they've grown up in the era of the internet, and so has its audience. I had a row of lads behind me in the cinema, and people were laughing and gasping, but terrified laughter, because this idea of you getting a dream fantasy romance and it turning into a living nightmare, for men, is particularly terrifying. Disclaimer, all psychotic codependencies are awful for every sex or gender, but that's what this movie is about. Anyway, the theatre was electric. People held their breaths collectively for almost every scene since the wish was made, all the way through till the end. It's a great film. It engaged people. Young people. Both viewings. Packed theatres. Buzzing audiences. This was the Barbenheimer we never knew we needed. Instead of strawberry and discoloured ice cream, it's lemon and shadow dimension flavour. And there's already murmurings that Hollywood is going to take all the wrong lessons from this. Like they'll develop every idea from an internet trend into a film. Like Hot Knife Challenge, cuts run too deep the film. Or another indie horror SCP spin-off that is too obscure for any real audience to come and watch. But I just don't see it happening in the way that people are imagining. Like, what mistakes are people thinking of that Hollywood hasn't already made with the online community? We've had Fred, the movie, and The Thinning, New World Order. Hollywood is going to continue to misjudge the appeal of the internet and content creators and why things work. Iron Lung was a huge financial success, but I challenge any Disney exec to describe it to me in a sentence. And all I'd get would be, Who is Markiplier? They're boomers, they're not going to get it.
My name is your worst enemy, motherfucker.
They made Beast Games a thing. Even with young people, it's not always certain. A girl sitting next to me after Iron Lung in a packed theatre said, "That has to be the worst film I've ever seen." I thought it was good, but it's not to everyone's taste. Hollywood's biggest oversight will come in them thinking views and subscribers equals box office revenue, without checking whether it is to anyone's taste. But they've always done that in almost every medium. What I'm hopeful for is that because Backrooms and Obsession's success was so closely tied to their creators and team, is that a greater emphasis going forward will be put on who the creator is, what's their process, what's their vision. Can we entrust a project to them and give them creative freedom like Kane and Curry? Hollywood needs to reverse power being centralized in the corporate studio room, and it needs to be given back to younger creators. People used to talk about the old guard of directors dying off, and how there's only a handful now. Nolan, Tarantino, Anderson, they're the only ones we've got left. When are the other ones going to come along, the younger ones? Well, this is it. They're here, and they're coming from YouTube. Make it happen, Hollywood. Make the right choice, or we'll all be burnt out from superhero schlock and doom scrolling. Burning the candle at both ends.
Pip, did you want to show Desmond anything else, or we good?